Annyeonghaseyo friends, and welcome back to the Torsie channel for Taemin Tuesday! As you are probably aware by now, over on Patreon we are doing a journey through Taemin's albums in chronological order. We are up to the Move album, which means today on Patreon we are going to be watching Rise at the Off-Sick concert. And today here we are going to be watching Rise at the Sirius concert. This is actually a performance that we watched together a while ago, like 8 months ago now. So I wanted to come back to this as a more mature Taemin and watch this again with you and just appreciate the majesty that is this song, because it is exquisite. And I thought it was a fitting final song before I take a little holiday. So next week and the week of Christmas, I'm going to have off. Torsie's going to have a little break. She's going to lie on her face. She's going to be very still. She's going to talk about herself in the third person for a little bit. It's going to be great. On Patreon, the television shows that we're watching, Hotel de Luna and We Got Married and Sea of Hope, are all going to continue, but my regular videos are going to have a tiny hiatus while I rest and spend Christmas with the family. So let's go off with a dramatic song, shall we? It feels very on brand for both me and Taemin to do that. So let's go.
밤을 갈라 나의 창을 두드려주길 약해지는 마음 틈에 머물러주길 색이 변하는 하늘 아래 수평선 넘어 낯선 곳에 가슴 속을 가득 채운 그 빛을 향해 어둠 속에서 만난 태양이여 불꽃처럼 너 맘에 피어났어 더는 내게서 사라지지 마라 기다려 Rise 언덕을 달려 바람 위로 또 팔을 크게 벌려 falling
I forgot about the dancer.
몸이 타지가 돼버려도 날개를 더 펼쳐 fly yeah. Rise 발자국이 많지 않은 타지락 끝에 난 그저 손을 높이 뻗어 잡을 수 있게 더는 걸어서 갈 수 없어 인생 방법을 알 것 같아 타오르는 열기 속에 나를 던질게 어둠 속에서 만난 태양이 손을 뻗으면 한발 멀어졌어 나를 위해서 사라지지 마라 기다려줘 언덕을 달려 바람 위로 또 팔을 크게 벌려 falling Rise 몸이 타지가 돼버려도 내게를 더 펼쳐 fly yeah. Rise
Doesn't that remind you of the Just Me and You VCR? Having the other self in all black like that. Having the dancer dance his soul out. I mean, there's no way Taemin would be able to dance singing a song like Rise. Way too technically difficult, requires far too much breath. So having almost like his astral projected, almost like he's taken his spirit out of his body and his spirit's dancing next to him and showing how it feels inside as he vocalizes it. It really reminds me of the Just Me and You. And of course, you know, watching this prior to Never Gonna Dance Again, that wouldn't be a connection we make, but that's really interesting that that sort of concept of the mirrored self is something that he's done before. I had completely forgotten about the dancer. Just as breathtaking the second time. Absolutely soul-snatching. They choreographed that so well, the backflip behind him as he hit the crescendo. Wow. Also really interesting that he and the dancer start in dappled light, reminiscent of camouflage, of literally the camouflage nets that you throw over things in the military, things like equipment that you don't want seen from the sky, or trenches or something to hide things from most views, but particularly aerial views. So to finish Soldier and then start under the dappled light of a camouflage net made me feel like he was in a trench or down a hole somewhere, or, you know, he's in a deep dark place and both he and the dancer have to find their way out of that place in order to rise, in order to move forward like that. And the amount of times mirror themes come up in his songs. He talks about mirrors in Under My Skin. Generally, mirrors turn up a lot for him, and then we have kind of the mirrored soul here and the mirror in, or the shadow figure, the mirror figure in Just Me and You. It speaks a lot to Taemin's duality and the theme that he comes back to a lot, which is kind of an internal war of your good side, your bad side, your heaven and your hell, which we see constantly in all of his stuff, the feminine side and masculine side. That's the kind of inner turmoil that I think is really, really, really evident in how kind of frenetic that dance is. While it is obviously graceful, it's not elegant in the way that, say, the ballet dancers in Mystery Lover are very elegant, but that ripping, tearing motions, trying to break through motions, a lot of reaching, punching, tossing yourself around, very frenetic energy. So a reflection of inner turmoil and that duality and him constantly fighting with himself. Also, apart from Sia, who else can you think of who puts contemporary dance into their performances like that? I mean, I gotta say, K-pop particularly is really good at accepting contemporary dance and showing it in a lot of their stuff. Kai does it, Jimin does it, Taemin more than anyone really. It's surprised me early on, and now I'm used to it and I forgot to think about it anymore. But at first, when I first got into K-pop, I was like, wow, they're really into contemporary dance and they have like no problem showing it in their performances. And I kind of forgot that that's unusual for a hot second there. And then I was watching that dancer, I'm like, apart from Sia, like in the West, I can't think of a Western artist that does that kind of contemporary dance along with their performances. If you can think of someone, definitely drop it in the comments, because no one's springing to mind for me. And I just think that's so unusual and a testament to how elevated K-pop is as an art, and particularly Taepop, that that style of dance is almost expected. You're in for that when you come to a Taemin concert, but still, I think that's really admirable that a dance form that can be quite polarizing is used as often as it is in K-pop, and particularly Taepop. So beautiful, and a wonderful way to ring in the holidays. We left on a huge note. Now we can have a holiday break. At some point I will actually put up my Christmas tree. Gotta do that. Whoopsies. Well, I hope over the next couple of weeks you take very good care of yourself. You stay happy and healthy and get lots of sleep and eat lots of food and have a wonderful time in your holiday season. Stay warm if you're in a cold climate. Stay cold if you are in a warm climate. And generally just chill. Happy holidays to all seasons. Greetings. Meze Xmas, as my in-laws like to say. So Australian. Thank you for joining me for another Taemin Tuesday. 감사합니다. 사랑해요. And I will see you soon for more. 안녕.